Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Passively Offside, the most thrown together episode we've ever had, because guess who just got here? You're not on camera yet, but we'll let me go ahead and bring us up on camera here. We'll show. Hey, you're here.
Hi, Boris.
Hey, you made it.
How are you?
That was a rough one, wasn't it?
It was.
That was rough.
Every single red light too.
Wow. Yeah, what'd you do?
Battle injury.
Battle injury.
Did you fight a bear?
I fought my Aces tower, my Antec tower.
Boris has had a rough day with his computer, but we're here. We're all together. This is Passively Offside. As always, I am Taylor. In the studio with me is Nephi Splenda, Boris, who made it, and Brandon. And we're all here. And
we are.
It's been another long week, guys.
Yes.
Long week since we've done this.
Yeah.
A lot of things have happened.
A lot has happened.
Well, it has happened.
Well, we can get right into it then. Tonight on Passively Offside, things you wear, our pretty faces, and playoffs. That's about it.
Yeah,
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
Talking about playoff.
So kind of going into our news here, our goal and save of the year are both up on MLSsoccer.com still. We've moved into new groups. Hashtag Homer status in effect. Because who are you going to vote for if it's not on your team? Unless they're not in the group.
Beautiful goal.
There are some really good goals, but everyone's going to vote for their own team.
Beautiful saves. I mean, Steve Clark's doing amazing.
Everyone mostly votes for just their team. Let's be realistic.
Yeah.
Well, if everyone mostly voted for just their teams with all the Seattle trolls that there are on MLSsoccer.com, Seattle would win every single thing. So
They usually do.
Open Cup, Supporter Shield.
Well, if you watch when they do that. Wow. I was meaning more of the
I know.
streams,
Okay.
Anyway, let's get going.
All right. Well, let's get right into it. We have some good stuff to talk about tonight, and I want to start with something that is not playoff related. I mentioned things you wear, and the reason I mentioned that is because Orlando and New York FC have both revealed their kits for the 2015 season.
I haven't even seen them.
I like purple.
Do you like the Orlando one?
I like the purple.
The Orlando one is gorgeous.
My favorite part about the Orlando kit is that they've got they've redesigned their crest for MLS. You want me to pull it up real quick?
I haven't seen them.
Okay.
I've
So
been in a cave.
Orlando has their new crest for the MLS. They made an MLS one. And then they have the MLS specific crest.
Okay.
Right. On the inside of their jersey, where Wando keeps his W,
Okay.
they have their
USL
Pro.
Crest.
Yes.
That is awesome with the three-headed lion and everything.
Yeah.
So wait, that's not
gorgeous.
That's not their MLS crest.
No, they went with.
they changed it up to make it a little cleaner.
Is it still? It's still a lion, though, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's
Okay.
one lion with a mane that looks kind of like the sun.
Yeah. And
I think I've seen it.
so let me pull this up here so Nephi can see it.
First time reaction, guys.
First time reaction.
This is
Ready for
live,
this?
just so you know. This is happening.
They have a whole video. I don't want to watch the video.
Yeah.
But here's the kit, though.
Okay.
You can see
A lot of purple.
God, Orlando Health.
Like purple and gold.
It looks
And
good.
that slight striping that you get, where it's slightly darker purple versus
Yeah.
slightly light purple, I love that.
And so they technically don't have to do a second kit. Let's be honest. They're purple. What?
You make a good point. You make
They
a
will.
very good
I
point.
think
They
they will.
should.
Oh,
They
yeah.
should.
You know they will.
Oh, a white and purple.
Well, and they have, and according to MLS bylaws, they actually have to have two kits, and every other year they have to release a third kit.
Oh, okay.
They may not need to use it,
third-
though.
Exactly. They
That's
don't
the
have
thing.
to use
Now, third kit isn't an MLS rule bylaws. Third kits are
That's their
ruled
new
by
one.
the provider of the jerseys. So
Oh.
third kit is an Adidas thing. If
Okay.
Adidas wants to grant that team a third kit, that's when Adidas will do it.
So
that doesn't
Funny
fall on
fact.
that doesn't fall
my
on
high
MLS
school
or
colors
that.
were purple.
My college colors, purple and gold.
Oh, that's
I'm
right.
probably gonna buy one.
I think that's
I like
that's
it.
it.
I might
think
get
I'm gonna
one.
buy
I'm
one.
going to
might
be
get
buying
one.
one for my 50 state collection.
Ooh,
I don't
So-
have anything for Florida yet.
What do we think of this kit?
I like it.
I like it a
It's
lot.
good, right?
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Great presence of the city of Orlando with their Orlando Health.
That is one of the biggest things I wanted to talk about because Orlando is the only team in the MLS that has a sponsor that is not only local, because a couple have local sponsors, but has the name in it.
Oh, okay. The name Orlando.
The name Orlando.
Okay, yes.
So there are many teams with local sponsors.
That's actually the
UHC
rule for
Well, that's what I
sponsorship
mean.
on the jersey.
But
I wish Orlando Bloom would sponsor Orlando City.
but I mean, you look at
His face is
you look at LA.
Yes.
You look at LA, who's got
Herbalife.
Herbalife, but Herbalife is a local to Los Angeles, but it's also a nationwide thing.
Mhm.
Yep.
Same with
Life
when
Vantage.
Zango and Life Vantage; those are nationwide things, even though they're based locally. Orlando Health is
With the
Orlando
pyramid
Health.
scheme.
So
Ooh.
that's the biggest thing that I would say to this: having your city's name in your. I mean, they get to have Orlando on their kit,
Yeah.
and that's pretty cool.
So
Speaking of
pull up
pyramid
the New York one
schemes,
for me real quick, why they keep talking about that.
Uh-oh.
Passively Offside has a business proposition for you guys.
Uh-oh.
You get 3 of your friends, and they get 3 of their friends.
Just share the wealth. You know,
And then they pay us $20 a
and
month.
they pay us
each.
$20 a month.
that'd be good. I like it.
And or
Right, well-
NYFC has the picture your face on the back of our jersey right on the front page.
Theirs hasn't been revealed.
Theirs hasn't been revealed. I'm sorry.
Oh.
I
Like the 15th.
I think it was supposed to be. They've teased it though. We can see
Yeah.
what it is. Can't see any colors or anything.
Well, we all know
Quick
it's gonna be
question.
that baby blue. And
Yeah.
Because this
Mhm.
is going to be brought up. The way it looks now is that the MLS logo is going to be on both sides. They're doing away with the countries.
I saw that and I'm not sure how I feel about it.
Yeah.
I'm not happy about that
I'm not either.
because I feel like the USA flag and the Canada flag was awesome on that.
I think the reason they're I'm trying to think. Do any other leagues put their?
Nope.
don't believe so.
I think it's.
But our league does span
it does.
2 countries.
Well, so does EPL.
Yeah, but EPL spans a lot of different countries. So at that
Yeah,
point, when you
but-
have more than 2, it's kind of overkill, maybe.
I think the reason though is you don't distinguish. It's your league.
Mm-hmm.
Country shouldn't.
Which is one reason why I like it.
Yeah, it's just the whole presence behind it.
Mhm.
The American flag was a cool thing.
Yeah.
That was like the definer where you knew someone had an authentic kit as they had that
Yeah.
flag.
Yeah.
I don't
So-
know that.
That and
Yeah.
every league in the United States
Has the American
has the
flag.
American flag on their jersey.
It's a very American thing to do.
It is.
America.
It really is. You put
Yeah,
the
watch
flag
the
The
everywhere.
NHL does,
Actually,
NFL,
cool.
MLB.
Everyone's too.
Everyone has it. So
Eh.
glad you brought that up.
I just food for thought.
Food for
Mhm.
thought.
Food for
I'll
thought.
miss it, but what are you gonna do?
Yep.
I think what upsets me more about that is not that the American flag is going away, but that the 2 MLS logos.
Yeah,
I don't like that.
it's gonna look tacky.
It's gonna look tacky.
Just leave one.
Just leave
completely
one.
blank.
Yeah.
Yeah, MLS marketing. Listen to us.
Get at us.
We all got. I don't know about you guys, but I got really mad when they took away the Scudetto.
The what?
So before years past, when the team won the championship,
Mm-hmm.
instead of getting their star right away,
Yeah.
they had a badge that said MLS Cup the year
Mhm.
and it was champions with the star.
Cool.
So what they did this year, Sporting Kansas City won it, but they
Mhm.
didn't get a Scudetto.
They got the
They
gold
called
star.
them Gold Star.
They got the gold
And
star.
I feel like MLS, we're not in 5th grade.
I like gold stars.
I prefer the Scudetto over the Gold
The
Star.
Scudetto's really nice, but I also really do like the gold star because
Mhm.
it's not something overly additional. It keeps continuity with the jerseys, but you also, when you watch Sporting, you
Mhm.
see you see their stupid double star and you see the little gold one.
Well,
I hope they move
think of
segments.
other leagues, like the Brazilian leagues, Bundesliga. The only teams that have gold stars are teams that gold star is 10 championships.
Oh.
So Bayern
And then
Munich,
you have to cut it down.
Bayern Munich's got four gold stars.
Yep.
You know what though?
So
I like reminiscence of my childhood, and my teacher gave me a gold star on
You
the
like the gold
forehead
star?
saying "Good job," and I was like, "Yeah, I'm special."
Should they all have gold stars on their forehead for the
Yes.
entire season?
Yes.
Dom
Tom
Dwyer
Dwyer with the gold star.
would tattoo a gold star to his
It matches dyed blonde hair.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Anyway,
Moving on.
Oh,
Moving
Tom.
on.
Just something to keep in mind, guys. The U.S. men's national team plays Colombia Friday, November 14th at 12:45 p.m. Mountain Time. Yes,
Ooh.
Nephi.
did you guys hear who snubbed Canada?
Who snubbed Canada, buddy?
No, I just
He doesn't know either.
Joshua Akindelli.
Akindelli
Show.
snubbed Canada for
Show.
the USA.
Mhm.
Yes. Well,
Wow.
it's you can't say he snubbed him for USA. He just didn't go to their last call up that they did call him up for.
Well, as well, you got to realize that his team is in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Could be.
Just like
Also, does
just
he
like-
want to win?
just like in case the Galaxy advance this weekend, Robbie Keane will probably say no to his call up for
Yeah.
USA versus
Yeah.
Ireland.
I'm just throwing that out there. He
Mhm.
turned down the Canada call up.
I think the reason why this is important that Nephi is pointing it out, though, is the fact that Akindele isn't tied to any nation yet. Like
he went through their youth.
Yeah, but he's not
thing.
tied. He
Not
can
tied
still
down.
go through his one. He can still go
That's-
through his one
that's true.
international switch.
Yep.
Oh, that is true. Which, by the way, how sucky is it that the next two USMT games, this break that the playoffs will have, aren't in our country? USA Colombia, which was teased to be at East Rutherford in the Meadowlands, is going to be at Wembley. And no, not Wembley, Craven Cottage.
Yeah.
And obviously the Ireland game is an away game in Dublin.
I think it's more to do with I blame Brandon. He's playing with him.
Will you stop? Thanks there.
Wow.
Anyways, I think it's just due to travel.
That's our
I
little
think-
secret.
I think they want to keep they're going to keep the same team
Yeah.
close together.
Secret handshake.
Okay, we're moving on.
It's getting out of hand. Well,
Let's go. No, I'm sorry.
I
I
was
didn't
gonna
mean to
say,
cut you off there.
between MLS Cup and the NFL season in full swing, could be tough to schedule games during the. Anyway, it sounded a lot stronger in my head.
No, I understand what you're saying.
It's okay, buddy.
I was gonna
I'm
say,
new to this.
do we need to pause it so you can go take go get rid of that real quick?
No, I'm okay.
That's
I'm all right.
good.
On to the next point.
Okay, on to the next one. Let's loop back to the reigning MLS Cup champions, Sporting Kansas
You can't
City.
really say raining anymore.
They're
It's
still
it's
reigning,
still
yes.
until there's another cup.
Yeah.
Once they're knocked out,
It's still before the MLS Cup, so they're technically they're reigning, not defending.
okay.
They cannot defend anymore
Mhm.
because they've been knocked out. They were knocked out by New York Red Bulls.
Earthquake happens, massive earthquake. MLS season gets canceled. They'd still be the reigning champions.
They would be the
Mhm.
last.
Not defending, reigning champions.
All right, let's stop looping back to things. New York Red Bulls knocked them out, beat them twice in 1 week,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sunday and Thursday.
home and away.
Mm-hmm.
Yikes.
New York played well.
They did.
New York's still playing well.
Yes,
Yeah.
I mean,
we'll
is
get
it
there.
cool if we?
We'll get there.
Okay.
We'll get there.
I didn't know
We'll
if we're transitioning
So,
to the next time.
Moving
I guess.
on.
We'll get
So
things.
I know I have a question. Is this the New York team that finally makes it to MLS Cup?
Oh, that would. I don't. I
They've
don't
already
see
made it to
Well-
MLS Cup 2005 against Columbus in Los
Is this the New York
Angeles.
team that wins it?
No,
No.
Thierry Henry, Bradley Wright Phillips,
they
I
have.
could
They have a
see
good
it.
chance.
Yeah.
I
Well,
could see it.
Never mind. I don't say they have. A
Peggy
good chance.
Luyendula.
They've got to go
Dark
against
horse.
either LA, RSL, or Seattle.
And they still have to beat out New England.
And
Or
Mhm.
Dallas. Dallas isn't out just yet.
They've already beat New England 2-0. That's going to be a heck of a aggregate to have to beat, considering
They haven't played
Me-
New England yet.
they're playing DC right now.
DC. now.
DC. Thank you.
And
Worst
we won't
of
talk
all.
about the score of that yet
I'm off.
because we'll
It's
get there in
August
just a
already.
moment. Along with Sporting being knocked out, Vancouver was knocked out by Dallas,
Yep.
who I just mentioned is currently playing Seattle. And again, we're going to cover all four of the games that just happened, but obviously a lot has happened. Vancouver getting knocked out by Dallas, I don't think any of us are overly surprised at. Sporting getting knocked out by New York, I was expecting a little
surprised.
more.
I expected a better matchup, a closer aggregate.
Yeah.
Well, there is no
Well,
aggregate. It was a
No,
one-off.
a one-off game.
Oh, you're right. It wasn't
Yeah, it was the play-in,
Yep.
yeah.
I think it just meant a closer game.
I knew what you meant.
Mhm.
Well, that was the game that was happening during our show last time. We were watching. You were watching that while we were
Yes.
going on. Sporting went up first, and then kind of just let it go. And that's hard to see from Sporting Kansas City, the current reigning MLS
And
champions.
the silly thing about it really is the fact they were defensive errors that caused those
Mhm,
goals. And they had their best lineup
Yeah.
for defense, minus Chance Myers plus Juliao.
Still,
But still, I mean, that, just 2 seasons ago, they broke the MLS record for most minutes without a shot on goal.
yeah,
Wow.
they did.
So that's the same defense. Aurelian Collin, Matt Beasler, Seth Sinovic, and then you had Chance Myers, but
you can give or take.
But you lose one guy. I mean, you shouldn't have this big difference.
No.
And that first goal is all on Aurelian Collin.
You
Every ounce of it.
You shouldn't lose so dramatically in such a dramatic game. Something that really, again, for the retaining and at that time defending MLS Cup champions, I would expect more. I would expect at least getting into the playoffs, because I'm not really counting that as playoffs. The play-in game technically is, but at the same time,
it doesn't feel like it.
It doesn't feel like it. No.
No, and I'm not surprised though, because we've talked quite a bit about Kansas City over on this show quite a bit, and we've said it numerous times. They lost so much of their depth that playing in CCL, playing in Open Cup, everything else. Matt Beasler playing in the World Cup, I don't think he's had a break for over a year.
Selling Oriel Russell.
Yeah, and just not being able.
Gigantic mistake.
Which, by the way, he had an amazing assist in the 90th minute in his Champions League debut.
He did. And
so, he's been playing well. I mean, I understand why the other teams wanted him, but selling him, period, is a mistake.
Yeah.
Well, they sold him.
He's young, he's talented, and his potential, like his upside for his potential, is insane.
Yeah.
But I was going to say they sold him, and I think you can correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't that money just kind of turn around and go to Matt Beasler to sign a TP?
Pretty much.
And then you didn't.
A lot of it did.
Yeah, and I think next year, maybe with the CBA, we can fill these gaps because MLS needs to.
Yep. You are all about that CBA.
Dude, I'm all up on
that. Every show with him.
We need that CBA.
He's right, though.
We are going to have
a CBA special.
We're going to have an entire episode where Nephi just sits in
So that was my one topic of the day, guys. I am signing off. Have a good night.
Have a good night, buddy. See you later. So let's talk a little bit about Vancouver and Dallas then. Again, like I said, I don't think any of us are overly surprised here, but one thing I want to bring in here, I want to talk about Portland. And I want to talk about Portland because Portland had a really rough start to this season. Had really one of the worst starts I could have imagined for Portland.
They had some great games, though. The 4-4 tie with Seattle, the 3-3 tie with Vancouver.
But they didn't win a game.
Notice how you finished those sentences with tie.
I know, but they were great games.
They didn't win a game for the longest time. My point is they went from such a horrible start with some great ties, some great games, almost made the playoffs. Had Vancouver lost to Montreal, I think that's right, they would have gone through and played Dallas.
Colorado.
Colorado. Thank you. I'm sorry.
It was a 1-0 game.
Because Toronto played. I always forget there are 3 Canadian teams. Yes. So looking as let's all pretend we live in Portland right now. Guys, we have a chance to make it to. Thank you so much for doing your beard. Guys, we all have a chance to make it to the MLS playoffs, even though we had a really rough season. All Vancouver has to do is lose.
Something fixies and
something fixies fair. Yeah. Vancouver wins. Vancouver wins, goes to the playoffs, and then loses their play-in game.
Mm-hmm.
A play-in game that I really feel like Portland would have won.
I don't.
Ooh, gonna have to disagree strongly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
The play-in game would have been if they had to go against Dallas in Dallas, and they wouldn't have done well down there. Dallas actually.
I think it would have been better than
Dallas
Vancouver.
Actually sold out. What is it, Toyota Park now? Because it used to be Pizza Hut Park. They actually sold out Toyota Park now.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Dallas.
I think it would have been a lot closer had Portland gone. Let me put it that way.
Okay.
Acceptable.
Yeah.
That's just where I fall with that. But I'm a Portland fan, so.
You can't be a Portland fan. Ultras for life. Hashtag Ultras.
Do you want to talk about that? Do you want to talk about that?
Let's not.
Because I don't think we should. But
no, I know. But I just thought it'd be funny to throw that out there.
Apparently, you're not allowed to be a fan of any other team except for the one where you live, unless you move, and then you have to be the fan of the team where you're from, unless you're there. Then you have to be the fan there.
Hashtag local
You're making me
homer status.
confused.
That's the point.
Hashtag local homer status.
Basically, since I'm from LA, but I've lived
Whoa,
here
what-
8 years,
don't
I have to be an RSL fan, not an LA fan, which is not happening. I can be fan of both.
I honestly do not want to get too deep into this because I will
Okay.
start to rage.
Moving on.
Moving on.
Yes.
Next
And
point.
Okay.
Next point.
Let's talk about the playoff games that have happened. There have
Okay.
been 4.
Yep.
We are halfway through the first leg of our wonderful, wonderful MLS Cup playoffs. This is just the first set. There's a second leg for all of these teams coming up. They switch sides, as you all know. Right.
Home and home.
So let's start with Columbus. Columbus win their first leg at home 4-2.
I believe that is wrong.
That's wrong.
I believe
Yeah,
the Revolution
Revolution.
Sorry.
Revolution
won
won
4-2.
4-2.
I was gonna
Away
say,
at the
I
Creek.
was
Columbus is
working
already
while I
miserable.
wrote
Why would
this.
you get their hopes up?
I was working while I wrote this because Boris was lazy today.
He had other things on his mind.
Lazy.
He had other things on his mind.
I was
Moving
working
on.
today.
I know. I am sorry. I was on a really rough call where I wrote these. Because I was looking at New York.
You know New York?
It's all a joke.
New York.
Anyway, yes,
Human
Columbus
Torch was
lose
denied a
their
big one.
first leg. That meant to be Revs. It all got confusing. But that was the highest scoring game out of all 4,
Yeah.
which there's not a lot to say there because the other 3 games went 2-0, 0-0, and 1-1. So
That's how your playoffs should go. You shouldn't have blowouts.
Nope.
These are supposed to be your
And you,
best teams.
and you shouldn't be blown out at home.
No.
I will say 4-2 is not the worst case scenario
It's
here.
Columbus. They're used to misery anyway.
It's not good. It's not good. But let's be realistic. It's not the worst thing we've ever seen.
No.
And
You want to take us back a few weeks?
Columbus has a chance.
Well, yeah.
Not when was it? Foxborough was actually opening up their 200 level for this next game. They're expecting 35,000. Good on you, New
Yeah.
England.
If
I've
that
heard about
actually
that.
happens, I'll be impressed.
Well, no, that happened last week. The last game of the season, before the playoffs, they opened up the top deck. Revs president tweeted out that they're actually dusting off the 200 level.
Yep.
So just imagine for playoffs, they're going to be doing that too. That's awesome.
Again, though, at home, Columbus kind of.
Shit the bed. Oh,
Whoa!
I'm sorry. I went that
Radio
way.
edits.
Ooh, if only I could edit a live feed.
Well, it was that bad.
They messed up. They now have to face 4 away goals.
They do.
And
That's
4 away goals because
actually count this.
They'll have to
season.
win 3-3.
the aggregate right now is 4-2. But if Columbus were to score 2 goals coming up, it would be 4-4. New England takes it because away goals are important.
Exactly.
Columbus does need to win by 3.
And they cannot let New England score because
Here's
if
their
it
new
goes
strategy.
4-4, it's still them.
If Columbus wins by 3 points,
yes.
they still go through
Mhm.
because it only does in a tie.
Now the
That's what I was saying.
the only tie that could happen going to extra time and anything like that would be if there's a reverse.
4-2.
Columbus scores 4,
Yep.
New England scores
Scores
2.
2.
Then we'll have extra time, which
Let's be
It's not
honest.
gonna
That's
happen.
not gonna
It's
happen.
not gonna happen.
So this is Columbus. This is their new strategy. Get the ball to Higuain always.
Do you see that dirty chip on the PK?
Yeah, just
Oh my
wheat.
gosh.
It's
Watch it.
Higuain.
I
Watch
got
it.
really confused because I thought it was going over because of the angle.
Yeah.
And then just
it's a dirty
Well,
chip.
And I think, hashtag Simon Borg status.
Ah!
It's a that was
Thank
a
I didn't do it really loud.
how did he put it as it was a dangerous play to Bobby Shuttleworth's pride. Because it was Bobby Shuttleworth dives and he just okay, pink. And he even tried with the leg to make the save, and he didn't get
He did.
it.
He kicked the leg. It was really good.
He didn't get it.
It's okay. Let's
He's got
talk
his
about
father
the
like
other Eastern Conference game. New England, DC in New York. I'm sorry, New York, DC.
New
This
York?
is my
New
thing.
York.
This
You're
is
done.
my problem.
You're
I'm
done,
gonna
bud.
I'm
You're
gonna
cut
kill
off.
myself.
You're cut off.
No, I'm not cut off. I'm tired, and you knocked my iPad over. And I'm mad about it.
Tablet.
My generic tablet.
Generic tablet that is made by no
Generic tablet company.
No one watches.
Oh,
We're fine.
Is it a Gala tablet?
You know what? Honestly, I do want to. I'm glad you mentioned that, Selena, because
iGala tablet.
last week we had 2 viewers. From last week to today,
Are we
2
really gonna
people
do
have
this right
viewed.
now?
All right.
Who cares?
Are we
No.
really gonna do this right
No,
now?
I'm not going to do this right now, and I
Okay.
do appreciate the people who do watch the show. I love having people here, and again, we do this for fun, so
Yeah, this
it's
literally
really
is.
it's really not a big deal. We would end up sitting around talking about soccer anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Shit.
Now there are 2 other
So-
people that are listening to us talk about soccer.
New York, my hometown.
Year.
You mean
New York.
Jersey? You mean Jersey?
No, I'm not from Jersey.
Well, they're from New Jersey.
The New Jersey Energy Drink FC,
The Metro Stars.
the Metro Stars, versus DC United in New Jersey, because it really was in New
In
Jersey.
Harrison, New Jersey.
In Harrison, New
Stinky part.
Jersey. New York.
Is there a not stinky part of Jersey?
Oh.
New York wins 2-0, which is very good because DC has no away goals and New York's looking kind of hot right now.
What's the most dangerous league in football?
I was hoping you'd say what was the danger zone. That's what I. Sorry.
Highway to it.
yeah, but I don't think New York's gonna.
Shit the bed.
Really?
Come on.
Really? I mean, we're trying here. We're trying, though, Brandon. I know what you're gonna say, but we're trying at least.
Oh no, I'm okay with us swearing.
I quit this shit.
Honestly, I think we
No, you
should.
don't.
I don't, because I enjoy it. We're gonna have another show for that.
Okay, who all here thinks DC is gonna come back?
I think they will.
At home, DC, they've done some interesting
So they're gonna
things.
score 3 goals.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put it
And
past them.
I wouldn't.
So they're gonna
I-
score 3 goals in New
And
York
shut out New York.
and shut out New York.
I wouldn't put it past them scoring the 3 goals. I would have put it past them shutting them out, scoring 2, and going into overtime and
Bill-
going to PKs.
Bill Hamid is a heck of a goalkeeper. I wouldn't put a shutout past him. They've done it before. There's a reason that he was in the USMNT talk.
Brandon,
be-
what were the players that you were naming earlier today?
What was that?
Bradley Wright Phillips,
Thierry Henry, Peggy Luyendula. You're
Yeah.
not going to stop all 3 of them.
You're gonna put those guys on a.
That back line at DC is very, very experienced.
Yes.
That back
Not
line.
experienced enough to stop 2 goals last week.
Well,
Just
they
saying.
were away
One
from
game,
they were away
bruh.
from home, and that back line's also won a bunch of championships. Sean Franklin won 2 with the Galaxy. Bobby Bosworth's won 2 with Houston. I mean, those guys know what they're doing back there.
Okay.
One game is one game.
One game.
That's why these playoff legs are home and away.
Yep.
Mhm.
And that's what makes them more interesting overall. To be fully honest, I mean, the playoffs wouldn't be as much fun if it was one game.
No,
No, it wouldn't
absolutely not.
It wouldn't be fun to watch because it would be,
Unless they were always at a neutral site.
that could be fun. That
Could
could
be
be fun if
interesting.
it was always at a neutral site like
be. Vegas.
Vegas.
Vegas hosts
Let's
every
do
single
everything
Vegas
in
will
Vegas.
host the whole
Gosh.
playoffs.
They host the whole
That'd be
playoffs in the
great.
cup,
We're so
and you do
close.
it in like a week.
No, you'd
Oh,
have to do.
dude.
You'd have to do like two
tournament status.
We're talking
AYSO
like
tournament
we're talking
status.
like paintball tournament style,
Oh,
where you've
man.
got like 2-3 games in a day.
Oof,
Oh,
that's
Just
crazy.
Hope your reserves are ready.
Dude, it would.
hope your USL
gotta-
Pro
you gotta
affiliated
bring-
team's ready.
That-
You got to
be-
bring your starters, your reserve team,
you're
and
under 21s.
your U21s. There you
And-
go.
no,
We're
and,
set.
and your USL affiliate.
Affiliates. The Monarchs are coming.
But on a more serious note, I like having
Oh, come on.
the week between games because now there is a sense of urgency for DC. You better believe that in practice this entire week it was, guys, we got to put in goals and we got to stop goals. They're looking
something boots strapping up.
yeah, they got to be professionals. They got to put on their boots. They got to show up and play.
We brought it back.
It's coming back.
We brought it back.
Hey, you know Ben,
The first
Ben
episode
Olsen is
throwback.
raging.
Yeah, he's got to be.
Which, by the way, candidate for Coach of the Year this year. Just throwing that out
Oh, yeah,
there.
absolutely.
Ben Olsen.
Mhm.
For
I'll agree with
sure.
that.
Very good. Very good. Again, it's going to be a rough road, but if a team's going to do it, worst to first.
Oh man, if they could win, if they won the MLS Cup,
I don't even want to talk about that.
A worst of first would be, I mean, what other teams this season were bottom of their table that are now in the playoffs? Only one of them, right?
Yeah.
The Galaxy was bottom of the Western Conference for about 10 games.
10 games?
10 games, the bottom. From almost the first 2.5 months, they were at the bottom of the table.
I don't know about that. But I'll trust you because you're an LA fan, and I don't care about LA.
Yeah.
Speaking of LA, let's talk about the first game in the Western Conference. Real Salt Lake versus LA Galaxy in Salt Lake. We were all there.
I don't remember that game.
I know you don't.
we know, bud.
You were annoying. 0-0 draw. Very good game.
Yeah.
Excellent game from Pinedo.
Pinedo
killed it.
I will like to point out that
if that had been any other goalkeeper in MLS, with the exception of Grandpa Nielsen, because everyone knows he saves everything, even with broken ribs.
I would also argue with the exception of Ramondo as well.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's the homer in me coming out, but I also
it might be.
Look back at the Portland game.
I would also say
Fair.
Ricketts.
But
Ricketts.
But not many keepers make the saves he made.
No.
That's the whole point.
Some of those were absolutely amazing. I made 2 saves.
I was about to point
I saw.
out the Taylor had a couple of great saves.
I made 2 saves during that game.
Balls were going to hit people in the face, and Taylor
I
made
saved
some
them.
saves. I will say his best save was the one-on-one through ball that got sent to Plata, and he literally just goes,
Yeah, just what do I do?
His hand just came up out of instinct and sent that ball flying.
Yeah, you can hear
There
us
we go.
now.
Okay. All right, cool.
You know,
Now
the only person on the stream right now is Natalie, but at my house is your wife and Amy.
Yeah.
They're all hanging out at my house, probably watching because it shows me we have 1 viewer, and that's all 3 of them.
Yay!
Yeah.
It counts as
This
3.
is all your fault.
You hear that, Amy? We're all blaming you.
That your dog.
You wouldn't leave me
Actually,
alone.
That's because
I
you kept
know.
throwing the toy.
No, I wasn't.
Okay.
I swear I wasn't.
We have
Soccer.
a podcast to do. Soccer.
Sucker.
Sorry for the technical difficulties and for knocking that out.
Proper
I don't even
football.
know what you missed, but it wasn't too much. That's
Boris
back in.
talking,
It was
so that's
Boris
okay.
talking.
It's Boris on the
Something,
phone.
something.
Robbie
Taylor
Keane.
made 2 saves. Something, Robbie
Pinedo.
Keane. Something,
Pinedo.
Pinedo.
LA.
Anyone else have anything about that game, or did I just cover it?
We covered it.
Oh, reffing sucked.
Oh,
Both sides.
Oh,
Let's
yeah,
be
no, no, no.
fair.
Sides.
So the guys I was sitting up in our respected area where we'd like to watch games.
You're
Val-
still on the south side. You're just up higher.
I just wanted to be.
The Valium section.
I
Valium.
just wanted to be.
He's saying he's trying to be high and mighty because they
Yeah.
pay $50 more than we do a year.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm high class.
I choose to sit where I sit.
I'm kidding. Anyways,
I know.
This is
Go
just
on.
all
from
into
our vantage
chaos.
point, though, it was funny. We were
his vantage point.
from my vantage point in the 100 Lions Club section today. We saw a game where the ref sucked.
Done. Wow.
We're gonna take-
Zardes' goal, blatant offside or
It was off.
It was off.
It was
Definitely
it was close.
close, but
blatant, or well,
I
close.
wouldn't.
I wouldn't say
I
blatant.
wouldn't say.
I would say
blatant.
blatant. No, it was close, but
I would say
Plata's was more onside than
Mhm.
Zardes.
but his second, maybe third time they called him offside when it showed a big him just. If you go back and watch the replay of that, he was
Done.
so far off. No,
Yeah.
the
Are we talking
the
about
later
other
one, not
Yeah.
the,
Oh,
not
okay.
like the first one.
The first one, like the 30th minute.
Oh, my bad.
was
My mistake
onside.
then.
No, like the first one was very, very onside. And then the second or third one, whatever, in the first half, he was so far offside that him shaking his head like that, like I went back and watched it, he was so like a good 5 feet.
Yeah.
Like his height. Offside.
There's a replay of where he's running away, where little Platita is running away from, like kind of jogging away from the referee, and he's literally like bending, like he's talking to a 12-year-old, talking to him as Plata just kind of jogs away.
I think the best tweet I saw that game was Matt Doyle, the MLS insider, whatever. His tweet was Plata / shorter than Omar's newborn.
Oh,
It's not his fault. He's 5'2".
Because
In cleats
Plata was
on
right next to
concrete.
Omar Gonzalez, and it looked
It's
so
And
dumb.
somehow Omar still fell over when he got hit by him. Let's just be
Well,
honest
Omar's
about it.
kind of a baby on the pitch.
I know.
Let's be realistic. He's kind of a baby.
Anytime,
He became more of a baby when he got that DP contract.
Yes, I
anytime
agree.
Plata
that
fouls
money.
somebody and you see him rolling around, it's
Or when
like,
he gets a header.
it's like
yes.
it's like
my niece
yeah.
is taller than him,
If
and you're
Plata's getting headers, guess what?
Well,
Your
to
defense
preface-
isn't doing their job at all.
To give more info, Plata is literally the shortest player to ever play in the MLS.
Scored a header goal.
And he has scored multiple
He's
header
scored
goals.
2 in 2 weeks.
2 this year. You know, 5'2", that is a foot and 2 inches shorter than me.
Yeah.
that's shorter than me.
And Nephi's a little guy.
I'm a little guy.
I was 5'2" when I was like 12 years old.
Right?
Yeah.
That's what he said.
I just love that I tower over a professional athlete. I just love that.
Yet he can run circles around you.
Doesn't matter.
dude.
And
I
he would
can-
he would head a ball right in front of you.
You'd probably get higher than you.
Yes.
You think
Yeah.
so?
Oh,
Yeah.
he's got some
He got hops.
Yeah.
He got
I want to see what his vertical leap is now.
I do too.
I'm very curious.
Okay.
Original winger. Instead of a crossbar
Yeah.
challenge, let's do a leap challenge with
Mhm.
Plata.
Okay. Let's talk about the last game of this past weekend, and what I would argue is kind of the most
Riveting,
Interesting.
exciting.
Exciting's
others?
a good one.
Trying to
Exciting's a
come
good
up
one,
with
but
that.
also let me lay it out for you. In Dallas against Seattle, okay. Dallas looked like they were going to take it for a minute there,
Yeah,
and
they
then
got it
Seattle
early.
came back and scored.
But Seattle didn't do anything afterwards.
No.
I mean, it stayed like that. I think Dallas can go into CenturyLink and probably get a result. I don't think it's going to be a blowout.
Well, I think the biggest thing about this is remember that currently, if the score were to end 0-0 at CenturyLink, Seattle moves on.
Mm-hmm.
Seattle has the vital away goal, which puts them ahead. So Seattle can either play a good game
Mhm.
and win, or they can sit on their hands with their thumbs somewhere and
Well, let's
That
look
doesn't
at
sound
what
like
they're at.
Seattle, though.
let's look at this in Siggy's viewpoint, okay?
Eat the pies.
Put the almost
I
ball.
was going to say it.
I
I was
was
going to
not
say
gonna
it.
go
Put
there.
put the almost ball under your shirt and then talk.
They're playing against Dallas, and Dallas is a counter-attacking team. They
Did you have
have.
any barbecue in Dallas?
Oh
What did
my
you say?
god. Okay. Anyways, let's go to the next point.
This is the last point. This is all we have.
I'm sorry,
Show.
Sorry,
Let's,
Nephi.
Nephi,
I had to make one more fat joke.
tell me words.
Yeah, talk at us.
tacos, burritos, ice cream.
Dude, stop making
Is
me
that
hungry.
what Siggy had for dinner?
I'm starving.
Okay, let's actually talk about this game a little bit because it is, I think, let's break it all down here. Columbus and New England. New England is kind of about to slaughter. They have 4 away goals. Columbus has to win by 3 to go on. Okay, that's okay.
Yeah.
New York and DC. New York's 2 up at home, so away goals for DC 0. New York could go into DC, score 1 goal.
And be-
DC could score 3, and New York would still go.
Mhm.
DC could very easily lose that. Real Salt Lake and LA Galaxy, Real Salt Lake currently has the upper hand because
if they score.
Exactly.
If they score.
But that's why they have the upper hand. They don't have the upper hand because of score, because they are going in complete 0-0 aggregate. There is no aggregate. If it were to end 0-0, on to extra time.
I don't feel that. I don't feel that that's an upper hand.
How is that not an upper hand?
It is
it's a 1-1 tie. RSL goes ahead. That is an upper hand.
It is an upper hand.
Absolutely.
It is an upper hand mostly because Real Salt Lake could end in a draw as long as they score. But I think the most important thing to look at in those 4 games is that Dallas and Seattle's aggregate is currently 1-1, and Seattle goes on because of that. But they're going into Seattle. If Dallas were to score 1 point, if they were to draw 1-1 again, which is a very likely scenario for a game. I'm not talking about just in general. In general, that is a very valid scenario. We'll get deeper into it, but I'm just saying, for a game, a 1-1 draw is a very easy thing to happen. It would go to extra time and PK. So it's very even right now. If it was if the roles were switched or anything like that, it's hard to say where this would go. But Nephi, who's winning that game?
Seattle.
Why?
Because our DC has to attack.
Dallas.
Dallas has to attack, and they are a counterattack team.
Yep.
It's going to force them to play a different style than they normally do. Seattle then can turn around.
Thank you.
They are actually also a very good counterattack team if they need to be.
Yep. Seattle is very versatile. I agree.
What I'd like to point out here is the disparity between conferences again.
I was just about to make that point.
It's kind of, and that was kind of the last thing I was going to bring up before we got to our quick predictions here. The East is looking kind of. The East is looking. Yeah, the East has some, we're going up here and you're going to be down there because we knew you were going to be down there. But the West.
A lot more even.
A lot more
competitive, as always.
Next year will be even more.
Oh,
yeah, SKC and Houston on our side.
Yep. And the best part about Houston coming over to the West is the fact that there's going to be the actual Dallas-Houston derby.
That'll be
3 times in a season.
3 times in a season. The Texas Derby. It's going to be great. And what if they played each other in the playoffs?
Can we call it the Porterhouse Derby?
Yeah, we do that. Yeah. I'll make you happy.
I was going to say the Lone Star Derby.
Yeah.
Those 2 are better than yours.
The Lone Star Classico.
Ooh.
Is that a beer somewhere?
It's been decided.
I just wanted to go with something to
copyright it.
Is that a beer somewhere?
Yes,
All right. Let's move on.
Lone Star Classic.
Let's move on. I bet that is somewhere.
No, there's a beer called Lone Star, and it is the national beer of Texas. I want to point that out. The national beer of Texas.
It's shiesty.
Yes. The national beer of Texas.
Don't mess with Texas.
No, guys.
Still thinks they're their own country.
The national beer.
National's the key word there.
It's on their can.
This is the national.
The national beer of
state.
No. The national beer.
Let's get off Texas.
Okay, we've said it 7 times.
Let's get to everyone's favorite part of the show.
Predictions. I ruined it. We're just gonna whisper it now.
No, because they won't be able to hear us.
Predictions.
Our wives won't be able to hear us, Brandon. Don't you want our wives to hear us? Get away from that.
Sensual microphone.
This is the worst
I hope
show.
that was super loud too. Like it just comes across really loud.
This is the worst show
We'll
we've
see.
done.
No, this isn't the worst show.
This isn't the worst show we've done, but it's not a good one. All right. Nephi's already told us Seattle's going to win. So, Columbus, New England.
Dude, New England.
Okay.
Wait, is this the game or the entire?
Yeah,
Well,
game
series.
The game or
Series.
series?
I want to talk.
Series.
I want
Yes.
because
England.
honestly, it doesn't matter who wins some of these games.
New England.
Series. Okay.
New England.
New York, DC.
I wanted to do the other one.
No.
I don't care.
New York advances.
New York advances. You told us that Seattle is going to advance. Real Salt Lake and LA Galaxy. Arguably the hardest one to pick.
Thanks for giving me that.
Yeah.
Wasn't going to give it to him.
Honestly, my heart and my mind are in 2 different places.
Okay.
My mind says LA because we're playing in LA for the final game. If we had gone into that game with a 1-0 lead, I would have picked RSL from the beginning.
Yeah.
But as we're not, I'm thinking LA.
Okay. But your heart's with RSL.
Yes.
Okay.
I just want to point out one thing. I will be at this game, and every playoff game that I've been to in Los Angeles has won.
You get out right now.
Don't worry, guys. I'm going with him. I'll find a way to keep him outside.
Okay. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. As always, remember to join us on Facebook at facebook.com/PasslyOffside. I'm going to bring this back on Twitter at @Passley_off. Thank you, guys. Also, remember, you can email us at passlyoffside@gmail.com. You're not on the camera. You're never on the camera for this.
Yeah, Gmail is already done.
Also, remember to check out passlyoffside.blogspot.com, where you can see Nephi's article, and hopefully we'll be writing more soon. For the dancing racist people around me, Brandon and Nephi included. I'm adding you guys because these are the racists and you guys are with me.
Okay.
So these guys don't get. You guys are good. No, yeah, I'm sorry. I know that didn't
It's all
sound very
good.
good.
It's all good.
For the Pass the Offside team, I am Taylor because I don't have anyone else I can beat tonight. Thank you for joining us. Take care.